Welcome back. Just hours ago, Tennessee adopted a new congressional map, becoming the first state in the nation to draw new district lines after last week's Supreme Court ruling, barring lawmakers from considering race when setting new boundaries. Now, this new map splits Memphis into 3 different districts. One of them is represented by Congressman Steve Cohen, who is now at the center of the fight to represent the people of the 9th District, as he's done for nearly 20 years now. And Congressman Steve Cohen joins us on 3 at 3. Congressman, glad to have you here, as always. Let's just talk about your reaction first to all of the developments going on in Nashville today. What's the heart feeling like?
Well, it's kind of strange for a place where I kind of started my political career. In 1976, I was elected to the Constitutional Convention, which was a meeting of 99 people from state legislative districts to help amend the Constitution. And I was voted vice president of that convention. And then I became a state senator for 24 years, and to go back there where I've passed the state lottery, the largest education advancement in Tennessee's history, and many other bills to help the arts, and you name it down the line, a lot of legislation. And to go back there and to have that be the place to kind of put a knife in my back. But it's politics. I understand the politics. It's the Republicans wanting to do what Donald Trump wants them to do. They're not doing what's good for Tennessee.
Yeah, break that down to us. What does that mean for the state of Tennessee? Specifically, what does this mean for Memphis and Shelby County when it comes to resources?
It means a lot. I mean, I get community projects for every year, and I always get projects that go into Memphis, whether it's hospitality hub, whether it's redoing the old Melrose High School, whether it's Collins Chapel Church, whether it's LeBonner Hospital getting money, you name it. I'm trying to help people in Memphis that need a foot up. Those projects will not probably come to Memphis in the future if a Republican congressman whose base is in the rural part of the district, and one district goes all the way to Williamson County by Nashville. One of the districts comes from Williamson County along the Kentucky border, down the Mississippi River, takes in downtown and midtown and parts of South Memphis.
And break that down for those who might not fully understand it when it comes to maybe urban interests, Memphis, Shelby County, as opposed to other interests in maybe West Tennessee. How do they balance out, and do they?
Well, the way they balance out is that you generally support the group that brought you. And in these districts, the Republicans will have nominees who might have a tough time, but probably not, who are selected by rural and suburban people closer to Nashville. And that's who they will have as their base and who they'll lend their ears to. I lend my ears to the African American community, partially because there's needs in the African American community that are great and the federal government can help, partially because my political mentors and fathers were, and mothers were Vasco and Jesse Smith, Vasco and Maxine Smith, Jesse Turner, Minerva Jonican, 942-2196, always in my mind, Russell Sugarman, all those people. So that's my base, and that's who I go to when I have community projects or just thoughts about camp issues.
So what likely happens to that base, and how soon, you think?
It's divided into 3 different parts. 2 of the districts are 29% African American and 1 is 31%. Don't tell me that happened by coincidence, that they broke them up almost identical, 29, 29, and 31. They wanted to diminish the black voter base in Memphis for the benefit of the Republican Party. And Justice Alito can say, you can't say it's race when it's also policy, but when they come out, unless you can show specific intent. Well, when you make the black population that was 62% in the district and a majority minority district that had the opportunity to elect the candidate of their choice, and you make it 29, 29, and 31, I think that shows intent. But that's another issue for the courts maybe to decide. But of course, if it gets to the Supreme Court, they'll go, oh no, we've never even thought of race. You know, same thing for like how many beans are in this jar? Oh, that's not race. How about this bubbles on a bar of soap? Oh, that's not race. How about this literacy tax? That's not race. You know, they can say it's race neutral. It's specifically to get at limiting minority vote.
Let's talk about something else that has just been released just a short time ago. State Senator Brent Taylor announcing his campaign for Tennessee's 9th Congressional District. Here's a quote from him. He says, in the state Senate, I've been in the front lines fighting for the people of Memphis. He says, for far too long, Memphians have been forced to watch as soft on crime Soros-backed district attorney allowed our community to be terrorized by criminals. Meanwhile, woke Justin Pearson and weak Steve Cohen have incited the radical liberals who have attempted to destroy Memphis. What do you say to that?
It was understood and known that Brent Taylor was involved in this from the beginning, and that he wanted to go to Congress. The maps were held up for him to get it the best he could, and if you look at Shelby County, it's divided into 3 different sections, but there's a little bulge on the eastern part of Shelby County to get Brent Taylor's house into the 9th district. You don't have to live in the district, but it kind of looks nice politically, so they took care of Brent.
What does that say to you, though?
Well, it was a cooked deal from the beginning. It was a rigged deal, and rigged for Trump, rigged for Brent Taylor. You know, I don't like his statement, of course. He probably thinks Justin or I will run against him, and we might. Justin woke. He could have, you know, whatever. To say I'm weak, I don't know what he means by that. Weak would be, he should want you to be weak. If he's talking about my leg, I'd like to use my good leg and kick him with it. My weak leg, I can't. But you want to take a shot at my disability? Do it. That shows you who Brent Taylor is.
Let's talk about voting rights, the Voting Rights Act. How did all this kind of start here, you think?
Well, you know, they had the decision in Louisiana, and Tennessee jumped on it to curry favor with Donald Trump. Marsha Blackburn has always been big for currying favor with Trump, and anybody else she can curry favor with. That's her program, her MO. This didn't have anything to do with the Voting Rights Act directly. This district was not created by the voting rights. It was a district that just organically grew up as a majority black area in Memphis, which had always had a district unto itself. And it was majority black and never was a problem. I mean, Harold Ford represented the district for 2 years, and then Harold Ford Jr. for 10, and then I was elected and have been there for 20, and the African American community supported me as strong, if not stronger, than they did Ford Jr. and Sr., probably equally, because there's been massive support for all 3 of us.
Have you spoken with either one?
I've spoken to Harold Ford Sr.
What did he say?
He said the same thing I'm saying to you. He said this was not a voting rights district, and whether it makes a difference now. But first, we had a statute that said that you couldn't redistrict between censuses. That's good government. It was put on the books in 1971. They repealed that, the first thing they did. So something's been on the books for almost 60 years. They repealed so they could do this. Once it was repealed, and then they tore up this district, and there was no defense that it was that it was diminishing black vote. You couldn't use the Voting Rights Act Section 2 to attack it. They could do it with impunity and claim it was simply political. But it was clear what they were doing. This is a Jim Crow redistricting. The court seems Jim Crow to have issued their opinion when they did right after Virginia redistricted and gave Democrats more seats. They come forth with this to open the doors for the Republicans to come after the African Americans and African American chosen Congress people in the South.
So you're saying Jim Crow has returned in 2026?
Jim Crow returned this year, and we're in the same situation we were before the 50s. I mean, what happened in 1965 when the Voting Rights Act was passed, Johnson signed it, Democrats passed it, Martin Luther King, John Lewis, many others very much involved in it. It was a great high point for African Americans as far as restoring and being given rights that were taken away and never allowed during slavery, taken away during Reconstruction. Or Jim Crow, Reconstruction, they had rights and votes, but then that was taken away in a deal in 1876.
Congressman, you mentioned names earlier: Maxine, Vasco Smith,
Jesse Turner, Walter Bailey, Minerva, Sugarman,
Samuel Billy Kyles, and so many others. How do you think they would view this today? It's
funny. Russell always used to say it's good to be born in interesting times. Well, not that kind of interest. They would have been shocked by it. I mean, who would have thought? And I wouldn't have thought. We thought there was progress. But this court has not only gone against the Voting Rights Act, it went against Roe v. Wade. They're turning the progress that we had in the 60s and 70s aside. I don't think they'll get to Baker v. Carr. I don't know if they'll get to a gay marriage, but they could. No right is safe with this court. No right is safe at all. It was devastating for Memphis. And Memphis, I would say this is Memphis's biggest loss since the hub was taken away from us at the airport. We lost jobs at the hub, and we lost businesses that didn't stay in Memphis because they couldn't get nonstop flights to where they needed to go. This is as much of a break, because when I get community projects things, I called Mayor Harrington, I called Strickland, I called A.C. Wharton, I call Paul Young. I work with the mayor. I consider my job as a congressman is to work with the mayor.
And you see this as just as devastating.
Yes, because we won't get community projects, we won't get help in federal funding, we won't be able to help attract industry, and constituents won't get services. In Nashville, where they broke up that district and took Jim Cooper's district away, no federal congressional office in Davidson County, no earmarks or community projects in Davidson County, none.
Just a few seconds left here before we unfortunately have to wrap. What is the next step from your standpoint, legally speaking here?
I will be leading a lawsuit that will be filed probably today after the governor signs the bill to challenge this on two grounds. One, that the elections have been underway since the filing deadline on March the 10th, excuse me. And two, that it interferes with the people who have been campaigning, Justin Pearson, myself, Devontae Hill, LaTroy A. Williams. They've been campaigning, and the people think they know who the candidates are, and it'll be confusing. And they passed in the bill that they don't have to give notice to the constituents that their districts have been changed.
Congressman Steve Cohen, we appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Come on back anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back.